good copy on you, Andy. Good to hear you in there. Appreciate you following me down. The channel's 36 all the way up to probably like 45 with an absolute terrible mess.
Roger. Yeah, it's not so bad on this end. 36 and 40 doesn't seem to be so busy, but I could appreciate you being in the United States. That definitely would be pretty congested with a lot of locals and the people in your area. And up above is not so bad, but the main channels are busy.
Yeah, we're still, I'm not sure if you can hear it up there in your part of the world, but there's the same couple of people on Channel 38 that are, they're just absolutely ruining Channel 38 for everybody for hours and hours and all day long. They just carry on with nonsense and play music.
Roger. Yeah, from time to time I do hear 2 or 3 or 4 people arguing and complaining and lamenting on certain frequencies, like 38 especially. And it's just like it's just back and forth until somebody gets tired of talking. And yeah, if they could just move off to another frequency and let the call channel be clear, that would be pretty cool. But like you say, they're also doing it on other frequencies.
Yep, they ruined Channel 38 for everyone. Well, did you have a good Christmas? Are you looking forward to the new year?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, had a wonderful Christmas with family and lots to eat. And we've had some wonderful weather. We had a little bit of snow about midway through Christmas Day. A little bit of snow fell on the ground, so we could say that we had we didn't have a green Christmas per se because we had a bit of snow. And now we're looking forward to the new year, hoping for a better year to come. Roger, yeah, that sounds pretty good though. No matter which way you slice it. Here we're having a bit milder weather and not as much snow as we usually get. Now, keep in mind, I'm thinking about when I was a young kid. We used to have a lot of snow. A lot of snow. We'd have one storm, and you see what's happening down in New York. What happened there, that would happen typically maybe 10, 12 times in the winter. It was just commonplace. And yeah, we'd be blocked in for a few days. But we were always prepared for that. And it wasn't a big thing. It was a big event, but it was more of a different kind of a thing rather than a time of panic, I guess. We find that the weather is milder now, so it seems like there's a shift on the go, and I believe that to be so. Yeah, historically here in Newfoundland, you can see it in the history books in the ancient history of over 1,000 years ago. The Vikings were here. They had settlements here. They were fishing, and I would assume they probably did a bit of hunting here as well. And while they were here, there were some writings, that and communications that there were grapes growing here in Newfoundland. So that'll tell you how nice it was here about over 1,000 years ago, that there was actual grapes growing here in Newfoundland. And the Vikings would certainly know the difference between a blueberry and a grape. So, when people talk about climate change and all that, surely I think humans are having some cause on the earth, but it is still a typical cycle that it goes through, the heating and the cooling of the earth.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting right there. well. I made a small adjustment since the last time we talked. I watched the video that you posted last time, and for like the first 20 or 30 seconds, I was almost disappointed in my audio, and then all of a sudden it started to clear up. Are you having any trouble tuning me in today? Does it sound on frequency pretty much?
Yeah, I have you locked solid here on frequency. It's hard to describe, and I am doing another VideoGate, by the way, so you'll get to sample this and try to find out what the situation is. It just seems like your vocal is I don't know what the word I'm looking for. You'll hear it again, but you're right. It does seem to clear up, and then it goes back into that kind of I'm going to say distortion, or like kind of like an overdrive. I don't know. Difficult to explain. I wish I could put it in layman's terms so that you'd understand.
That's okay, Andy. I know exactly what it is, and it's just going to be a minute. It's going to be a few more weeks before I can solve that problem. But at least this radio is better than the last one. I think I may have mentioned to you in the email. Well, maybe that was somebody else, but I think I told you as well. I should have been using these HF rigs for sideband the whole time. I just haven't had any luck at all with export radios or CB radios trying to sound halfway decent on sideband. Yeah, I've got a couple more things to address, but eventually that problem will be fixed, and I look forward to it.
Yeah, certainly the HF rigs are going to have a much better audio. I mean, you know, they're just so much more capable of signal, and you know, the amplitude and the frequency that they transmit. It would makes a big difference. Of course, then you have the radios that Tim Trent are doing. You know, he makes them the best they can be. So you can have a standard CB radio and still have a decent TX and receive, of course. But it's all about it's mix and match, really. That's what I found all along. You could have a very cheap radio, a decent antenna, and all of a sudden you pop a mic onto it, a proper power mic or something, with the proper settings, and then it comes to life. And it can be the reverse. You could have an expensive radio and put a cheap mic on it, and it still sounds good. It's kind of a mix and match in that regard. But it takes some time to actually to find that balance, I guess. And it's good to have people listening and to give you constructive criticism. I think I'm soon going to do a video on setting up a EQ to a typical stock mic, stock mic that goes into a radio. I just put up a video of a Behringer EQ that I got, and I'm thinking about wiring it into the Cobra 2000 and then tinkering with that for better audio. Roger. Now I can send you possibly a very crude diagram of how to do it. It's not that difficult. Actually, it's very easy. But the thing is, you need certain components, to make the chain of audio work.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, you can shoot me an email sometime. I'll be glad to look at it. Always like to look at other people's setup and learn new things. That's the thing about this hobby. It's other than the fact of always spending money, it seems like you're always learning something new and trying something new and figuring out what works.
Yes, exactly. And I wanted to share. I was going to do a video. As a matter of fact, I did a crude video yesterday, and I decided no, that's not the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to do a shorter version of how to do this setup. And then I thought about it. You know, a lot of people are probably going to go out and because they can afford to buy these pieces of equipment that they need, and they're going to be on the radio, maybe half dozen people or so, and they're going to be having the levels turned up and the EQ way out of whack, and there's going to be just an awful mess on the radio if they don't know how to set it up. And then I said, well, no, I think I'm going to keep that as proprietary information and just pass it along to people as they inquire.
Yeah, copy on that. I think a 1-minute video for you so we can hear yourself when you're here. I'll send it to your email address. I think you got the last one as well. Yeah, the radio sounds really good. And that's a question call right there. But anyway, hey Andy, I appreciate the contact, taking the time to drop down here. Always good to hear you on here and talk to you, but it was just an absolute mess trying to get through on anywhere between 36 and 40. Like I said, 38 was a total clown show. And just a whole lot of traffic today. I made some good contacts on on 10 and 11 meter. So anyway, well, definitely appreciate you, Andy. Have a blessed new year coming up, and Happy New Year to you. And I'll be watching for the video gate later. 347 Tennessee, I'm clear. I appreciate it, Andy.
Roger that, my friend. Yeah, not a problem. Anytime. And like I say, reach out by email if you want. We can do this again. We can do this a dozen times. I'm pretty flexible like that. And I just want to wish you also a prosperous new year. Going to get this video popped in there now, up on YouTube. And hopefully you'll have a good ear to what's happening today. Conditions aren't the greatest, in and out again today, but that's always been the case. But we're looking forward to better conditions. 9 Tango Charlie 02. We're clear on your final.
Well, I appreciate that. I forgot the distance. I'm going to look real fast. I want to say the distance between us and you, I think it's about 2,500 miles. I'm not sure. I'm going to look right fast, and I'll be right back with an answer, so go ahead.
Roger, yeah, that's about right. 25, I would say 2,500 miles for sure. Yep, I think you're right on the money.
You're near St. John's Bay, correct?
No, actually I'm on the west coast, so typically St. John's would be to the east, further to the east from you, and I would be more to the west. We're in the bay called St. George's Bay, or Bay St. George, and the community of St. George's.
That's right, I remember now. Yeah, it's just a little over 2,000 miles, so I was right. Yeah, it's a good trip today. Absolutely no static on the air, and solid 5x9 copy on you. So, hey, I appreciate you dropping down. I won't take up all your time. Like I said, again, have a good new year coming up, and hopefully we'll do it again. 73 Andy, 347 Tennessee, I'm clear.